Chipotle and hockey go hand in hand. Anytime you mention it, seems like people can't get out the door fast enough to get to the restaurant or get on the mobile app if you're in that environment and order. And I'm just kind of curious. I know what my go-to order is, but I know the people out there want to hear what you guys have to say on that. And what is your go-to order at Chipotle?
Probably steak, rice, beans, corn, and a little lettuce.
I usually get a veggie burrito, and just like I don't do the fajitas all the time, the veggies, but I love substituting the black beans with the pinto beans. And then recently I'm just doing the bowl.
The bowl is my go-to. I have chicken. I like white rice, and then mild sauce, sour cream, cheese, guac, lettuce. So pretty hearty, but delicious. And then chips and guac have to come with too.
Bowl with white rice, black beans, chicken, lettuce, cheese, mild, and guac.
And our first question, I think this can be for all of you. It's from Knox Smith, who's from a squirt team in Niles, Illinois. And Niles says, I'm happy to be playing again, but the thing I really miss during COVID is the time in the locker room with my team. Any funny locker room stories you can share?
Marshy took my suit pants, and we have a sewing machine where our equipment guys are able to put the jerseys and stuff back together. And he took the bottom of my suit pants and sewed them together. So after I got showered, I was getting ready to get on the bus pregame, after pregame skate, and went to go put my feet in and just fell right over. Figured out that they were sewed together. I ended up missing the bus because I couldn't figure out how to fix my pants in time, how to take a lonely Uber back to the hotel.
Our next question is from Dan in Arizona, and this is for Hilary. And Dan asks Hilary, my sons are in 10U and 6U hockey. I'm a 6U coach. What advice do you have for them? And then at the end of it, he says, on Wisconsin with an exclamation point. It's great.
By the way, go Badgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think obviously, we all sign up to play hockey because it's fun and to keep it fun and light. But, when I look back and I'm sure other players would say the same, it's so important to have a coach that, makes you excited or gets you excited about going to the rink and, putting in hard work and, not necessarily disguising the hard work as fun, but definitely covering the fundamentals to make sure that, you know how to skate and handle a puck and all the spaces and stuff. But at the end of the day, like creating an environment where everyone wants to come in and compete and work hard.
I have a question from Brett for Kendall and Hilary, and it is, which skill do you think female players wanting to make the jump from U17 up the ladder further should focus on? Which skill those U17 players, moving up should focus on? Kendall, why don't we start with you on that?
Well, I think what's carried me through my development is obviously my speed. I think that's an important part of the game, but I think as you get older, and what I learned as I got older, it's not just about being fast. It's how are you using your speed effectively, whether it's not just going north to south, but east to west, the change of direction, the change of speed, and how to push defenders back, how to create space and use your speed more effectively. So that's definitely a skill that has helped me, and I would encourage players to work on as well.
Obviously, different players have different strengths, and that's what makes the team strong, is just that collective strength together. But I think it's just identifying that and continuing to hone those things, but also work on the weaknesses to help you bridge the gap. But I think Kendall touched on it. It's just making sure that as you get older, the game kind of slows down because there's more memory with it. But understanding how to read the space and to really utilize your skill set amongst other amazing players. And I think the other thing that's not talked about is just being a great teammate and a good citizen to what you guys are trying to accomplish, and that actually goes a really long way.
And our next question is from Laura in Raleigh, North Carolina. This question is for Jack Hughes, and it is, what advice do you have for young hockey players looking up to you?
I think for young kids, I think the most important thing is just to go to the rink and have fun. I mean, I know when I was young, it wasn't really about, oh, I gotta play in the NHL. I gotta work hard today and do that. It was more of just my passion and wanting to have fun on the rink and just enjoying it. I mean, that's the most important thing. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a game. Obviously, we're all consumed by it, and it's our lifestyle. But it is a game, and it's meant to be fun, and you're supposed to have fun playing it. So, I mean, especially when you're young, don't take it crazy serious, but just enjoy it and love getting on the ice every time you get on the rink.
What have you done that's new in your life? Have you taken up a new hobby or anything during this time? And I'm also wondering, are you using the Chipotle mobile app more versus going into the restaurant and just restaurants in general? Have you changed your kind of behavior on that during this time of pandemic? And I don't know. It's been interesting. I don't know, Kendall, what do you have to say on that front?
Something new. Can I bring in a guest? I can show you what
Yes.
I've been doing. Okay, if you guys
Please
give me
do.
1 second here.
Oh, I like this special guest tonight. We always welcome special guests. I don't know what the special. Oh,
This is
awesome.
what I've been doing during the pandemic. We got a puppy that's definitely eyeing the guacamole right now. This is Blue.
Hi, Blue.
My husband went to Michigan, so that's where her namesake comes from. Go Blue. And I definitely used the mobile app a few times during the pandemic, but once we were able to go in person and pick it up, I started to go and pick it up.
If you weren't elite hockey players, what would you be?
I'd want to be a country music singer. I'd want to be a pro golfer. I don't know. I think being like just a surfer dude in California is not a bad life too. Just hanging out and surfing and going to the beaches.
Athletics, probably in the WNBA or on the LPGA tour. That'd be pretty cool. I love tennis. My mom's huge into tennis growing up, so we always played tennis and a bunch of other sports. And but outside of athletics, I did my undergrad at Wisconsin, history major to kind of set up for law school, and I never really made it that far. So
Okay.
I probably would want to be a lawyer to some extent. I think just social policy and having an impact in people's lives is something that's in our marrow, and to be able to do that through law would be interesting.
This one is from Julia. I think I'm saying that right, in Brazil. For Kendall and Hilary, I'm from Brazil and recently started getting into hockey and saw a lot of girls here in Brazil watch the sport, even though it's not a popular sport here. Do you think that girls are getting a bigger spot in sports now?
Definitely. I think, in the U.S. in specific, a lot of us are benefactors, if not first generation of Title IX and that whole fight. But to have sports more accessible to women, to have other opportunities, to have equal opportunities for women is clearly important, not just only in sport, but in other industries. But there's some magical things that can happen through sport, and you never know where sport's going to take you. I know when Kendall could probably speak to this, but when we signed up, we didn't think we'd, meet amazing people and travel around the world. It was just something fun that we did. But, it's awesome to see that we have fans in Brazil. And I think that's what's great about, the times is we're so connected with social media, and sports are now more accessible than ever before. And I hope we can continue that trend.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what Hilary said too, it's just the incredible opportunities that come through sport. It's not the wins and losses, the X's and O's. Obviously, as elite athletes, all of that is so important to us. But when we look back on our careers, it's the experiences we had, the ability to go to college and get an education, and then play hockey as well. Play for Team USA, go to a handful of Olympic Games, all these things that, being a part of USA Hockey and Team USA, we, never imagined when I was 3 years old and I put on my first pair of skates. So for for Julia in Brazil, I would say continue to play the game, love the game, and share the game with others. We need to continue to grow the game of hockey worldwide, and make sure the hockey is known that it is for everyone, and we need to continue to share the game with everybody. So it's exciting to hear, and keep loving the game. And I hope you get to watch the U.S. Women's National Team at some point here when we get back to games and competitions.